There we
Now we're
go.
starting. And now see, it pops up with a UI that says you've now started. Like, get that out of the way. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Happy New Year. It's
Happy New Year.
I mean, we actually chat all the time. So
Just say-
we were chatting the other day because we chat all the time, and you were showing me the new stuff in Envision, and I thought, well, we used to chat about Envision, but we haven't chatted in a while. And I looked
Yeah.
up. The last time we talked about Envision was December of 2024.
24?
I know it's flown by. I thought
Yeah.
that was like a 6 month after the release or so, and I thought, well, we should just pick up and just
Yeah.
go like, what's going on with Envision?
Yeah,
So
it's
we
been
need
a
an
bit.
update.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
We're now at release. What is it? 1.5?
Yeah, 1.5.
1.5, and that just came out a couple weeks ago. So
Yeah. That's crazy.
we've got to get up to speed with the new stuff.
Yeah.
And they're cutting the grass in the back. So if it starts,
Oh, cool.
if I start hearing leaf blowers and weed eaters, I'm gonna have to get up and close the door.
It's the work.
Let's give me an idea because you're really enthusiastic about Envision.
Yeah, I love it.
Why do you like it?
I really like it because I can do multiple different things with it, and it's a continuation of what I've already done inside of Enscape. You know my love for Enscape? It's been
Yeah, Enscape is like one button. I click it,
Yeah.
and now I see it.
Yep, exactly.
Envision requires a little bit of post production. It's for a different use case.
Yep.
And you mentioned before very high level visualization, like you're
Yep.
approaching V-Ray quality
Yep.
for images and also animations and also animated assets like people moving around,
Yep.
cars are driving by.
Yep. It's amazing for that. It's very and the to be able to do all of that based on what I've already done inside of Enscape, being able to take all the work I've already done inside of Enscape and bring it across to Envision and have a good foundation to start from. You know, obviously there's
You're not
other
starting over.
Yeah, obviously there's other tools where you have to take things out of Revit and bring it in, but if I'm already working with Enscape assets and things like that, I have to start from scratch. So this gives me a really good foundation to start from, and it gives me a standalone tool I can do all that in, which leads to a lot more options. Like bringing in, like we were talking about, like bringing in different file formats, you know, things that might be impossible to model inside of.
Oh, Max models. You can bring those into Envision.
Yeah,
They'll kill Revit.
photogrammetry too. Like I've been playing a lot
Oh,
with.
yeah.
I will
Point
nerd
clouds
out on
and
yep, like photogrammetry stuff, like you know, like photo scans, walking around an object, taking photos of it, and generating a 3D model, bringing that in. So now I can bring in site specific things, object specific things. That
yeah, go ahead and get this open while we're chatting. We'll show some examples of this because one of the things is if I really like using Veras in conjunction with Enscape because I've modeled enough to get started in Revit. I can render it and I can explore it real time in Enscape. But if I want to see detail and higher fidelity, set dressing, entourage, I don't want to have to place all that stuff to communicate an idea. I'll just prompt it.
Yep.
But if you need explicit control of where where the keys go on the table and where the asset is placed exactly in the room and where retail things are placed on shelves, that explicit control is really hard to do with prompting.
Right.
And so that's where I think you would want to have it. You want to take over with Envision to create that kind of story.
Exactly, and just being and like I said, having that level of control. Here, let me launch it too. Yeah, just that level of control that you can get with Envision. And again, the other part I like it for is obviously working with a lot of different models, you know, from different design applications, trying to combine that.
Different formats. That's true.
Yeah. Yep. Or like if I'm working with a SketchUp model or like even say like Vectorworks, you know, trying to bring all that inside.
Yeah. If you're trying to bring that, you've got to bring it through Revit to see it in Enscape. Whereas with Envision, you're creating your VR scenes for use in Envision.
Yep.
From each design file, and then you aggregate in Envision as opposed to aggregate in Revit, for example, and open.
Yep. Well, and being able to like do things with it, I think that's the other big thing. Again, obviously, Enscape is phenomenal. You guys all know my love for Enscape, but it's also limited by what the host design application is capable of seeing. So that's where Envision really into play and
So higher quality,
yep,
more
higher
control,
quality, more control, much finer
animated assets, which Enscape doesn't do. Okay, well
Yep.
let's look and bring us up to speed. I've got a list of. Go ahead. Sorry.
And being able to try out different variations too.
Oh yeah, the variations are really cool because you don't have to break your design file. You don't have to use Revit design options for variations. You just click variation, apply materials, change the lighting, change the assets,
Exactly.
and again, this kind of explicit control.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And again, at the end, I can still use Veras too at the end of it for like final polishing. Like I can still get phenomenal.
Is that included? Have they included Veras in Envision yet?
Not yet, but if you get the Art Design Collection, you get Veras with the Art Design Collection. So
you would just do the post in Veras if you wanted to on the web.
Yeah, and then all the cool tips and tricks that you shared too. Those all still apply with Veras too. Like,
all right. So so we were talking about file size.
Yeah,
you're capable of enormous file size compared to what you want to open up live in Enscape. And you were showing me an example when you're navigating, like there was some. Is this a file with a shrubbery? With the
this is not, but I could
zoom in and illustrate what you're talking about detail. You know, yes. I will say one of the things about the navigation in Envision, it doesn't have that soft bounciness that I like in Enscape. It feels twitchy like a video, like a first-person shooter.
So
I wish they'd change that because the development team has nothing better to do except for my little requests. Yeah, you know what I mean? But how it's kind of twitchy, it's just a thing.
Yep. Yeah. No, that'll be. We are working on a smoother integration between the two and more familiarity for the Enscape.
Just that smooth kind of navigation. I want to fly around. Okay, so zoom into something. I think you were checking out a headlight.
Yeah, a headlight last time. So I think, just real quick. Again, like this is all in.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Like all in real time here too. Like, you know, I can get even to here. We can zoom in on this. I have a piece of glass right here. You know, something like
that. So when you navigate, it drops the fidelity a little bit to maintain frame rate, and then when you stop, it gets nice and crisp.
Yep, it gets nice and crispy. And now, like inside of here, this is where I can change like sun settings, things like that. You know, be able to see those nice little like details. And then this is what I was showing you.
So
earlier.
It is kind of connected to what's in the design file, but you can go beyond the design file, just like you use Veras to go beyond the design file. But this gives you explicit control.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
And then I can start thinking like a photographer too. So if I have knowledge of like camera settings, like say like a 65 millimeter camera, I can start setting that up inside of here too.
Yes. Do you ever refer to this as like a V-Ray light or Enscape Pro?
That's a good way of putting it. More like Enscape Pro, like more like Enscape Pro.
Yeah, that kind of detail, the refractions inside that glass, the caustics in the glass.
Yeah.
That's where I would take Enscape to Veras and render it more photorealistic, make this more realistic, and it would add that detail. But if you want to move that glass and have it in a specific location, well, now you're just kind of.
Right. Like if I need to move this over here, I can.
What do they call it? Doom scrolling? When you're online and you can't stop. It's just pictures. I call it doom prompting.
Oh, there you go.
Where you're prompting and prompting and prompting and prompting. It's like, I'm never going to get what I want. So after a couple of times, it's like, guys, stop trying to do this in Veras. Just go over to Envision and you'll get the quality and the control that you want. So you're the AI now, Josh. You're the you're the carbon-based AI. I ask you to move the glass and you move it just like that.
And what's really cool too is like we were talking about earlier is being able to control it. So what's really cool about Envision, what I like is I can select objects to be in focus. So like if I want the car in focus,
that's how you do it. You called it a photographer's tool. That's the kind of thing that, on an iPhone, if you click on something, how it goes into focus, it helps you set the focal depth. So that clicking, that's just a metaphor that stuck with people.
And this is a thing that this is another addition on top of the Enscape Whereas Enscape, you have to slide a slider and you just get a line. This, I actually get to pick individual objects that I want to be in focus.
I do like that.
And then again,
Enscape should do that as well. Enscape should just let you pick on something to set the focal point.
Yep.
Because that line, when you're sliding it, it goes too fast sometimes.
Yep.
You just can't find it.
Yeah, and then from here, I can set the f-stop, so I can really set how much depth of field I want. So again,
that's great.
A lot more control inside of here. So, and then for the color corrections too, this is where I can get even farther. This is something new with 1.5 that just came out, is we're trying to make it like what you see inside of Enscape is what you see inside of Envision, just higher quality. So
right.
This Enscape tone mapping, this is something new that just came out with 1.5 last week, I believe. So okay. This is gonna match the Enscape look and feel for colors. So
so you don't see something that's different
right.
than Enscape. It's closer to what you get. So what are some of the things that have happened since we chatted last, or at least in the last couple of releases? We can now link. Before you could only export.
Yep.
So what was that about?
So the live link, it's
the live link, right?
Yeah. So currently at this moment, at the time of this recording, it's a separate download. It's called the Chaos Bridge. It's free download. Okay. Yep. It's a separate download. You just download it. It's for SketchUp, Revit, and Rhino. And from there, that'll take whatever's inside of the host design application. So like say SketchUp, you can start a live link, and then whatever you're changing inside of SketchUp will update inside of Envision for you in real time.
Can you pause that live link, or is it automatic?
Yep.
You can pause it. So if you don't want to see changes, please, I would like things to sit still. You guys keep doing what you're doing, but I don't want things moving. I'm trying to finish a rendering here.
Yep.
You can pause it and then refresh it, and it pulls the changes.
Exactly. And where this offers a huge benefit is you can save the Envision file. So if you want, you can, if you're done working inside of SketchUp and you just want to work in a standalone application, just click Save Envision Scene, and then you can start the Envision scene by itself, or you can just keep working in it
without having the design application.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. The fidelity of the assets, I think you mentioned as well, that like Enscape has the asset library through Cosmos.
Yep.
But the assets are going to be purpose built. They're suitable for what's happening in Enscape, where these assets are a level of fidelity I wouldn't normally see. So what's going on with the Cosmos library there?
Yeah, so the Cosmos library in Enscape, they're purpose built for real time rendering. So they're a little bit lower poly, but still like we did some creative things with the textures to make it appear higher quality. With Envision, we don't really have to worry about poly count limit. These are all built for, I think, like V-Ray quality, like hyper realistic quality. So much, much higher quality assets, much more higher fidelity materials as well. So in Envision right now, we're at 16,000 assets. We'll be at...
That's right. There's not as many assets. That's why there's not as many assets for the Enscape side of stuff.
And I believe...
So you're not dependent on polygons. Enscape tends to trick you with detail with texture maps as opposed to polygons. But you're actually seeing the polygons here.
Yep.
Okay.
Again, you don't have to worry about poly count limit inside of Envision. So that's where you can get these really, really nice high detailed 3D models inside of here versus Enscape. Again, using...
What if you can't find the assets in the Cosmos library? Can you pull stuff from other online libraries, other sources, internally built stuff in Max?
Yeah, so this is where I really like... I like this for the ability... This is kind of get into the photogrammetry side of it. Let's say... I can't model something. I got to go somewhere and find it on a third-party website like TurboSquid or CG Trade or anything like that. Yep. Or if I want to go down the photogrammetry route, I can walk around an object and take photos of it and then compile those together in a photogrammetry app to create the 3D model. I can show you guys an example of this. This is really fun that I like to do.
Just to reiterate what you said, Envision will absorb point clouds.
It'll absorb FBX, OBJ, and DAE files.
Okay.
Yep.
What is this from?
So this is a website called Sketchfab. I really like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know those guys.
Yeah. So I always like to show this example. This is a fun one. This again, you can see an example of it. They walked around and took photos of this statue, and then I just go download the 3D model, and then from here.
So they got free content there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can buy stuff on Sketchfab. It's not crazy expensive. It's beautiful. Some of it's beautifully detailed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like this is where I really like to bring in things like this. So, and I'm doing this all live too. Like this isn't, all the stuff we do is live. Okay. We're not doing pre-canned.
We're not pre-tricking, baking. We're just like, here's the thing that happens. And now we're going to set it and reduce the scale of it and look at the fidelity.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun with it. So here, I'm just going to place it quick.
So that was a photogrammetry scan that someone's uploaded, compiled it in Sketchfab, and you can just drag and drop it into a scene.
Yep. Here, let me just rotate this here, and then I'll go.
Revit doesn't do a good job with OBJ files.
That's where I really like Envision is, again, I can compile.
And I don't even know if I want to put that in Revit. Like, not if I need entourage and cityscapes. It's like, maybe that's not required for documentation. It's required for visualization or storytelling.
Exactly. And that's where Envision really shines, is when I need to get in there and bring all that in here. Let me see. Yeah. So we can see, here the type of quality that we can get. So this was, again, a photogrammetry scan. So the detail that we're getting on the patina, even on the face too, like as good as the cameras can get you, we can see all that inside of here. And then if I need to, increase some things, I can adjust the texture maps too, like make it a little bit more shiny. So when the light's hitting it, things like that. But again, being able to combine things all inside of one scene to add more realism to it, to the presentation.
I think that is true. One of the things is Enscape is limited to the assets that you can get into Enscape, which is not necessarily stuff you want in your design file, but you need it in your context file.
Yeah.
And you have more control.
Exactly.
Very, very explicit control of the content.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's one of the big things I really like with it, is bringing in those different file formats and mixing them all in with different design files. Like this particular design file here, this has the Revit file. So the building is the Revit file. And what's really cool is we can see the Revit categories as well too. So those all come across.
Oh, this was updated as well.
Yeah.
So So just show an example of that.
Yeah. So if I want all of, say, walls, I can click
You're
W.
not
on
just
the
seeing
keyboard
everything dumped on the floor. You've just got that category of elements. So anyone that knows how Revit's working, that piece of the file, they know where to find things.
Exactly.
It looks like, oh, that's great.
Basic walls. Here's
and
all
that's
the
for
different...
moving. That's for hiding. That's for.
Yep. So if I want, let's say here, which ones are these? These are under these are all curtain panels. These are these parametric controlled. So if I wanted, I could just hide all of those.
Got it.
So that's where this level of control comes in. And then
you have to see the hierarchy, because you have to know where to find things.
Yeah.
Like that's the first. I'm in a new application. I've got enough things to learn. Don't move things around where I was expecting to find them in my previous application.
Yep. And this is also a really big thing too that I really like, is it brings across all the lights from the host design application too. So I have all my Revit lights inside of my model here. So generic lights, lighting fixtures too. I can see all these different ones. And if I click on these too, this was something new with 1.5, the ability to the light functionality got an update too. So I can go off temperature. So I can set the color temperature. I can see an IES file. So if there's an IES file assigned in Revit or SketchUp, it's going to use
it'll
that.
Come across?
Yeah, it'll come across. So we can see here's the lighting profile, and it's actually going off of the photometric data from that file. So it's actually using that for the light.
Would you use this as a real-time walkthrough tool?
Oh,
the same way that Enscape for me is like real-time visualization or exploration. Mm-hmm. You could open up this file with a client, but I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of other stuff going on in the UI. I just want to turn that
Yep.
stuff off and just see the scene.
Yeah. So that's where I can hit this full screen or F11, and it removes all that. And now I can do the scene exploration. And what's really cool is I have some animations set up inside of here too, so I can see.
So they're playing live while you're
Yep.
moving around.
Yep. Animations are being played. Vehicles are moving, so we can see the camera. This is another thing. Vehicles have sensors built into them using the Anima engine, so they'll actually wait for vehicles to move out of the way, and they will respect other ones. You can do object level animation, so you can have the train moving along a path if you want. You can have.
So there's some more visual activity. It's indicating the use. It's much more realistic in that sense.
Yep. Completely. And just being able to do this full scene exploration while the animations are being played.
And you're just in this full screen mode.
Yep. In a real-time ray tracing mode. And I can also adjust some things inside of here, adjust the environment settings. I can change those. I can do walk mode, fly mode. If need be too, I can do a screenshot from here in full screen mode. Like if we're trying to work on something, I can take a snapshot.
Oh, if someone says, "Hey, can you just save that image?"
Yep.
You can grab it.
Yep. And then if I have,
can you go back over to that? We're just wrapping up. Can you think of any? Actually, before we wrap up, anything that you're expecting to see this year, development plan wise, that you're looking forward to?
Veras is coming inside of Envision, so that'll be fun. That again, we talked about Veras. That's a really fun one.
No, but you have that control. But you go, now I want to prompt stuff beyond what I've very explicitly controlled in the file. I just want to see. Okay, so Veras is going to be inside of Envision. What else?
Yep.
Anything else?
More updates to more along the lines of like AI and AI assistant things. Right now we have our AI assistants. This is a brand new one that just came out with Envision 1.5. So this is a really cool one. This can help you do mood matching. It can help you analyze the scene and suggest materials or assets, or you can upload a photo and it will look through the Cosmos library and find assets that match that and show it to you so you can click and place. Or if you just want to know how things work inside of Envision, or if you are trying to do something like, hey, how do I animate people? You can ask it, how do I animate people?
In context.
Yeah. And it'll...
So you're not going over here to the internet trying to search, how do I do this thing, finding the web page. It's where you need it.
Exactly. Good. Yeah, it's all right inside of there. And what's really cool too is, again, if I have a photo with some really nice colors and lighting that I really like and I want to replicate that, I can do this mood match and upload the photo of that, and it'll create a new lookup table file for me, so color correction settings and things like that, and also find me an HDR file that will be in the scene as well. Nice. So more things like that, and more tighter integration with the Enscape engine and that workflow there.
Yeah, that ecosystem is like from Enscape, which is push the button, start, real-time exploration, Veras, which is, I would almost call it real-time iteration, like just different color settings, different materials. I don't want to explore. I just want to work on top of an image that I probably exported.
Yep.
Well, in my case, I like exporting the image, but of course you can also iterate with a model underneath. But then Envision gives you this very high level control that you don't get out of Veras.
Right. Yep. And this is how we kind of see the ecosystem being played out on the architecture side. Veras for the ideation concepting phase. Enscape, for fast previs, iterations, impact for those early stage energy analysis, and then Envision, wrapping all that up in Envision for the scene compilation and more storytelling. And then again, polishing all of it at the end with the AI tools, so Veras, and then the AI enhancer, and then obviously sharing all that through the cloud.
And how you share it. Okay. This is great. We should not wait another year and a half to do this kind of overview. Let's do this again in a quarter or so and see what's in the box.
Let's do it. A lot of really cool things coming out. So, and definitely,
Josh, this is great.
Yeah, definitely be on the lookout for some really cool things coming out. So,
all right. Have a great day, Josh. I really
You
appreciate
too.
it, buddy.
Yeah, always good
Bye.
chatting with you.